Hi everyone and welcome to Make It Happen TV. It's Wednesday, it's 6 o'clock and it's time! If you're an England fan, oh my goodness me, I had about 6 anxiety attacks last night. I thought I was actually going to have a heart attack when all of that was going on, but over the moon and delighted, yes, that England won on penalties. If you're not an England fan and you're a Colombian fan, my commiserations. Yeah, we needed to win that on penalties though. The English team needed to win a penalty shootout just once. We needed to win. So if you're Colombian, I'm really sorry. For everybody else out there that cheered on England, thank you very much indeed. Even if you weren't English, it was a phenomenal experience. Okay, so today on Make It Happen TV on our Facebook Live, we're going to go about things a little bit differently to how we normally do. I've got some questions that have been sent through, so I've got questions to read out like I have every week. So for those of you out there that have sent me in questions, thank you very, very much indeed. Now, what I'd like to do is try and get some lessons with you, okay? Try and teach you some stuff by using the whiteboard and trying to illustrate different things that maybe can help you with your sales cycle. And what I want to do is get from you questions that you have, and I can answer those questions based around your sales cycle. I mean, maybe you have a problem with getting referrals, you have a problem building your pipeline, you don't know about ClickFunnels and how they should work for you. You'd like to arrange people to come to a seminar, but you don't know how to do that, or you want to create webinars, you don't know how to do that, or you're getting stuck, or maybe some mental blocks that you have, or some issues that you have, maybe not just with yourself, but some of the salespeople that you work with as well. Maybe you're a sales manager, a sales leader, and as one of those types of people, you get frustrated with some members of your staff not achieving the things that you would like them to achieve. So those types of questions are the kind of questions I'm going to answer for you on the Facebook Lives that I do, while I teach you, my wonderful audience, more and more about what I know and how it might be able to benefit you. Now, I don't have all of the answers for everybody, so let me first of all say I don't have all the answers for everything, but as you know, I've been doing this for some time, I think 27 years, so hopefully I've got the answers that you're looking for. How motivated are you? Do you get demotivated? What kind of state are you in? What kind of story are you telling? What kind of strategy do you employ? While we're on that subject, let's start with the 3 S's. So, what are the 3 S's? Well, quite simply, the 3 S's are a simple way of looking at things when it comes to you and your business. So what is your state? Number 1. Number 2, what is your story? And number 3, what is your strategy? Let me get that right. There we go. Now, a lot of the times we employ a strategy. When we want to achieve something, we employ a strategy. So let's give ourselves an example. Maybe over the years, Lizzie, can I have another pen just to make sure it's working okay? Over the years, okay, you've heard of different diets, okay? Different diets you've heard of. Let's think about what those diets are. Thanks, Liz. Black ones, please. Black, just like this one, black one. What kind of diets have we heard of? There was the Cambridge diet. What other diets did we hear of? What was that one? The Atkins diet. Okay, there's this keto diet that we're here talking about all the time at the moment. And people go on diets. And what generally happens, okay, for people, they're overweight and so they want to go on a diet. So they choose one of these diets and one of millions of different options. And those diets end up having, okay, an impact on us temporarily, but then in the long term, they don't work. Lizzie's looking, saying, I have no idea where the pens are. Lizzie, okay, in the bottom of that drawer, okay, there's a box of pens, okay, that you can use, and we can have one that works a bit better than this. Okay, so when we look at these different types of diets, okay, what we've got to make sure is that we understand that these diets aren't the solution to losing weight. What they are is a strategy that we can employ. Lizzie, stick this on top of here, please, my love. Okay, they're a strategy that we can employ. Amma, I need all my... I'm on the wrong page, mate.
No, just click up, yeah.
Hey. Okay, let's be up and running. Hi, guys, how we doing? Where's everyone on there? Let's say hello, Amma, Karen, James. How you doing, guys? Are you well? Okay, so these are strategies. Sorry, I'm digressing because I'm moving between stuff. It's what you do when you're on TV. Okay, right, so these are strategies that people employ. And invariably, if you employ the strategy, invariably what happens is that people don't get it right. The Atkins diet was famous. I think Tony Robbins was saying that 9 million people in the States went on the Atkins diet when it became popular. So people make the benefit, so that they lose weight by choosing the strategy. I'm going to go on the Atkins diet. Okay, they lose some weight, and what happens after they lose weight? Put it back on again, don't they? They put it straight back on again. They've lost weight. It's gone straight back on. And guess what? Doesn't work. Hi, Helen. How are you? Hi, Joanna. My stepsister's out there. How are you? So the problem that we have with this is that people employ a strategy. So let's go back to the point I'm trying to make here. When you employ a strategy, the problem you're going to have is the strategy won't work unless you have the right story. But you've got to also get in the right state for it to be effective. We know that a diet won't work. We know that the best way to lose weight and to keep it off is to change what our eating habits, okay, and change the way that we do things continually, not just for a period of time. And the only way we're going to do that is if we've got a compelling enough story to do so and we're in the right state. All right. If we don't have a compelling enough story, then guess what? We're just not going to continue with the strategy. We're not going to be effective with the strategy. And that's going to cause a problem for us. So what I want you to try and think about is, do you have a strategy? Are you trying to achieve a certain result? Do you have a goal maybe and you know how you're going to achieve the goal? So maybe it's a financial goal, a number of sales, a number of clients type of goal. And then by achieving that goal, you've thought about how you break it down and work backwards. And you know what you've got to do each month, each week, each day, so that you can execute on the strategy. Well, the problem is it will only work if you have the right story. What is your reason? Do I have a compelling enough reason to do it? So the reason I talk about diets is there was a lady that won Slimmer of the Year, whether it's America or the UK or somewhere. She won this Slimmer of the Year prize. And when she won the prize, okay, they asked her how she did it. You know, she lost something like 40 kilos, 50 kilos, so a massive amount of weight. How does a woman that's obese lose so much weight? And she tells the story about how she was sat in her car outside McDonald's eating a burger and fries one day, and two kids run past or cycled past and threw their burgers at her and said, "Hey, eat that, fatty." Oh, horrific, yeah? A really horrific situation. But she said, I was so humiliated and I was so embarrassed that I thought to myself in that very moment, things have to change, and they have to change now. I don't want to face this again. I don't want to be this person anymore. And when that happens, there becomes a very compelling reason. And that compelling reason, when you have a compelling reason, you change your state. Now, I say compelling, understand what that means. This is very powerful. This is something where you say, no more, okay? It's like the smokers out there. If you go and see the doctor and the doctor says to you, and you've been trying to give up for years, and the doctor says to you, one more cigarette and you'll get lung cancer. That's a powerful, compelling piece of news to hear. And for those people that hear that, most of the time when they hear that, they give up smoking and they don't even think twice about smoking ever again. Now, up until that point, they didn't have a compelling enough reason. There wasn't a strong enough reason to do something. Wanting to be successful with a strategy isn't a good enough reason. Wanting to make a certain amount of money isn't a good enough reason. It's just not powerful enough as a reason. There has to be something way more compelling. So for you, what is your story? For you, what kind of state are you in? Let's talk about state simply, okay? Ever sat in the car and listened to some sad music? A sad love song, something that reminds you of a lost love from the past, and you're like, oh gosh, I remember that. Oh, that was our song. And you're filled with memories of sadness of the fact that it didn't work out and didn't come together. You get in a certain state when you listen to that kind of music. So can you get into a different type of state if you listen to uplifting and powerful and engaging and energetic music? Well, I know you can for sure. Now, it's not enough, but it's a start. Imagine walking into the office every day or getting out of bed and being pumped up. Getting into state requires physical activity. So that could be dance, that could be exercise, and that could be running, that could go in the gym. If you go in the gym and you really push yourself, or you go out for a run and you really push yourself, then you find that your body is alive, okay? Your brain is alive, you're sharp, you're focused, you're in the zone. That's because you've done that physical exercise to create that state. You know, if you go in the gym, if any of you have ever been to an aerobics class or a Zumba class or that kind of stuff, imagine doing an aerobics class without any music. Imagine what that would sound like. Or doing a Zumba class, which I think is that kind of, is that dancey stuff? Doing a Zumba class without any music. Imagine what that would be like. Hi guys, how you doing? Ashley, how are you? Nicola, how are you, my dear? Marco, man, how are you, buddy? Come on, England. Taylor, how are you? Oh, I've got to do something for Taylor. My daughter Taylor has got a friend at school called Aaron who's done some wonderful artwork for me. So Aaron, I know that you watch a lot of what I do. Big shout to you, dude. Okay, thank you very much for engaging in what I'm doing. If I can help you in any way while you go through your studies, just let me know, mate. Okay, Laura, how you doing? Swanee, how are you? Kazar, gosh, Helen, who else we got? Come on, England. Come on, give me a come on. I want come on, England from everyone. Come on, England. So, do we create enough states? So let's think about it. We go in the Zumba class and the lady's standing on the stage in the front. And I don't know how Zumba works, but let's just say, okay, this is Zumba and you're doing it with no music. It's not much fun, is it? But then your best song comes on, your favourite song comes on, and you're in it, and then all of a sudden you go up a level, don't you? You go up a gear. When I was at Tony Robbins' event in Business Mastery 2 at Rotterdam recently, it was really interesting to notice how Tony would have loud music playing, okay, every time, and that loud music would play and we'd all be going, yeah, come on, yeah, and we're all feeling the vibe and whatnot. But when Tony came on stage himself, the whole place just lifted up a gear. We just got energized even more and it just went to another level. And that state that we got into was like euphoric. It was like, yes, we can, rather than, oh, I don't know if we can, or maybe I should be a bit cautious, or I'm not sure if this is possible, or can I talk myself out of it? Can I give myself an excuse, a reason, some form, okay, of justification as to why something's not possible. You don't do that when you're in the right state. When you're in the right state, okay, you can do, okay, you will do. It's not I might do, I might try to. So take that into consideration. Can we get in the right state? Do we have a compelling enough story? And then how powerful is our strategy that we have to execute on? If you get these things right, then you're going to be in a really, really strong place. If you get these things wrong though, you'll be in a bad place. Just like the diet. Strategy goes out the window after a while. We commit to it for a while. If we don't have a strategy, but we have state and we have the right story, then we're going to be like shooting over everywhere trying to hit a target, okay? We've got to make sure that we're zoned in, okay, to what we want to achieve with the right state. Does that make sense to people? It's coming home. Nicola Kibble, I'm unstoppable. Come on, England. Steve, nice to join with us on there. Football's coming home. Kieran, how you doing, mate? Guys, come on, England! We're through to the quarterfinals, and we've got to beat the Swedes. We've got to go and do the Vikings. Oh, come on, England!
Not gonna work.
Today's session is going to be a lot about come on, England, because come on, England, state of mind now. Take that as a great example. You think about the mindset now of all the England players. They've just won a penalty competition, which they've never won, okay, in a big competition. They won a penalty shootout. Now, what are they thinking right now? Are they thinking, oh, we might not be able to beat Sweden? Or do you think they're going to have high confidence, massive levels of confidence, and with that massive level of confidence, and it's going to give them extra energy, extra belief, okay, that they can do it. Now, they're going to be in the right state. They've got a story. Do you know what? We haven't beaten anyone in a penalty shootout forever. Okay, but guess what we have now? There's a compelling enough story. We could win this. We could win this. That's what people are thinking. What's the strategy? Well, that's what Gareth Southgate has to work on. What's the strategy to execute? But you've seen football tournaments in the past. You've even seen England in the past. Okay, the state, not so good, is it? Okay, the story, not compelling enough. Okay, the strategy might have been good. Okay, everyone might have known what their jobs were to do on the pitch. They might have known what they had to do, but their story wasn't compelling enough and their state was all wrong. You've seen it yourself. You've seen players and you're like, why is he on the pitch? He's just got no energy, no life, no joie de vivre. He's got no passion. That's what we need. And if these three things come together, they'll be very powerful. Hi everybody, how are you? Gosh, more people on. Okay, the focus and the vision is the key and the love of having. Absolutely. Daniela in Oman, how are you? Sonia, how are you? I'm unstoppable. Nicola, come on. I'm unstoppable. Fantastic. Okay, more and more points coming through. So let's think about this with our own business. You know what you want to achieve. Okay, so you're a salesperson, you're a small business owner, you're a network marketer, you know what you want to achieve, okay? You've got a large business, you run a sales force, you're a sales manager, you're a sales leader, you're a business owner of an SME business, you might be a manager of a large team of hundreds of people. Do we know what the strategy should be? Yeah, we know the strategy, don't we? I know what they need to do to be successful, we'll say as a manager. I need it in my own business, I know what I need to do to be successful. Well, so get that kind of right, yeah, right, we've got that right. Why do we want that success? What frame of mind are we in? How important is it and what are the reasons why? Okay, and what state are we in? Okay, we can talk ourselves into and out of anything we want to. Everything is conditioned by our brain, our mind, our psychology. It's incredible what you can achieve if you just put your mind to it. It's incredible what you can do if you just push yourself. Remember, world records get broken all of the time. The 100 meters in the Olympics, it keeps getting broken. You know, the 4-minute mile was a record that was set many years ago, but it got broken because people believed it was possible and they knew what it would mean to them if they were going to do it, and they had a strategy they were going to employ. The Tour de France has just started. We've got Chris Froome, who's won the Tour de France for the last few years. Okay, do you think they have a strategy? Damn right. Does he have a compelling enough story? Well, that's sometimes why these winners can't win year after year, because the story after you've won isn't compelling. Do they get in the right state? You betcha, one of the most grueling experiences known to man. So think about that with your business. How can that apply to your business? Go, okay, after this live and write this down. State, story, strategy, okay? And then write, what is your state? What state do you need to be in? What is your story? What is your why? And then I want you to think about what your strategy is going to be. And if those things, 3 things, are powerful enough, you're on to massive success. I promise you that. Okay, who else have we got on there? Anybody else got questions for me? Want to say stuff? Where's England? England! Okay, I met a guy at one of the conferences I ran a while ago in Qatar, and he was talking to me about his sales cycle. Now, he said to me, I'm in a business where the sales cycle is really long. It's 12 months, okay, from first tendering for some business to the potential of actually getting it. He was in some high-level IT business. And he said, that's the sales cycle, it's 12 months. And I said, why? He said, it just is. That's what it's always been. That's how my industry works. Well, do you know what? Do you know what I thought when I heard that? I thought, what a load of... I'm not going to write that. What a load of rubbish. You know, what a load of rubbish. And the reason I thought what a load of rubbish is that that's not how it has to be. That's just how it is. The strategy that's being employed is just how it is. When you think about your sales cycle, what's involved? How many meetings does it take to make a sale? How many prospects do you need to find to make a sale? How many suspects do you need to find a prospect? What is your sales cycle? And have you ever looked at it and thought for 1 minute, I could make my sales cycle shorter? Now, after understanding this guy's IT business in a bit more detail, I realized that actually what was happening is he was being told by his employers that's the role, that's the route. He was being told by his colleagues that that's what we did. He didn't stop and say to himself, well, hold on a minute. I don't agree with that. He didn't say for a minute, there's got to be a better way. He just went, yeah, okay. And what I find a lot of the time is that people just get wrapped up in this idea that this is how it has to be. And for your business, you'll know, people will do that. Have you thought about there being a better way within your business to think about your sales cycle, to reduce it down? Okay, we were at a conference and we were talking about Michael Dell, okay? And Michael Dell Computers, okay, they had a long lead time in their sales cycle because they built computers to order. And so they had the computer components providers bringing in their computer components. And there was a long lead time, and that lead time became a bit problematic because they got an order, they couldn't get the money for the order until they built the product, and the product build was some 28 days. And that 28 days meant that there was a lengthy time between taking an order and getting paid for it. So Michael Dell worked on getting that down, and his staff said, it's not possible, it's not possible. He said, I don't care. He wanted it at 25 days. They said, it's not possible. They got it 25 days. Over the course of 24 months, he got it down from 25 or 28 days all the way down to 8 hours. Now, when you think about that, okay, 28 days, 20 hours, what was the difference? Now, obviously some things had to change and had to happen, but because he had the belief and the conviction that he could change it, because he was in the right state and he had the right story, okay, he pushed through. Now, his staff look at that now and think, what were we thinking all that time ago? He created a much shorter sales cycle for his product. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know your thoughts on that. Hi Mohammed, how are you? Nicola, value and solutions towards happiness is wealth and the key quality of life. Okay, I'm in transition at the moment, and I'm soul-led because I'm going to go with so much value to women and global influence. I'm a high vibe as soon as I wake in the morning. High vibe is good, but again, state. Without story, without strategy, doesn't work, Nicholas. So you need all of those three things. Have a think about that. I'm unstoppable. It's coming home. Come on, England. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home. Right. I've got some questions here from other people. I want to keep teaching you. So let's just take these questions into the scenario. Right. Michelle Ling from Manchester. She's from England. England. Okay, she says, I feel that I work best in the moment. I don't follow a sales cycle or a sales process. I just talk to my prospect like I would talk to a friend of mine and then see what I can do to help them. My boss tagged along to one of my meetings the other day and wasn't very happy with this approach. Apparently I'm missing crucial steps and I should be following a sales process. Is this true? Surely my approach also works. Michelle, okay. Structure. If you have no structure and you just kind of wing it and feel it out, then how do you run a business based around that? How do you run a business where you literally go, well, I just kind of feel it out, have a chat and see how it goes and it works? That's rubbish. You need a process. Every business needs processes and those processes then can be fine-tuned and improved. Sales cycle is one of those processes. So think about if your boss wasn't happy, then that might be a telltale sign that maybe he knows a better way than you do. And maybe if you opened yourself up to learning a better way from your boss, then that value could be added to you and you could have even more success than you're having right now. I'm not saying what you're doing is bad, but it's not the best. And if it's not the best, you've only got 24 hours in your day, just like I have. So let's try and be the best versions of ourselves as professionals that we can. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if it doesn't. PM me, DM me. And for those of you out there, by the way, some of you have seen some of that nasty stuff that people write about me on my Facebook page. Some people posted some nasty comments about my video that I produced about mediocre and successful. Oh my gosh, were there some people out there. Got thick skin, I don't care, people can say what they want, it doesn't affect me. Okay, if you see people out there writing bad stuff about people that you appreciate and you respect, make sure you have a word with them for me, will you? Okay, Patrick Kravitz from Berlin in Germany. Of course in Germany. You went home, you went home, you went home, you Germans, you went home. Come on, it's the first time we've ever been able to do that.
Too early.
The Germans have gone home, the Germans have gone home and they've gone home. To all you Germans out there, I'm really sorry. This feels so good you not being there. And you Spanish. Sorry, Portuguese as well. Oh my goodness me, there's so many that went home. Who else? Argentina. Oh! Okay. Sorry, I'm getting off track a little bit, aren't I? Where's my love hearts? Where's my thumbs up? Who's in agreement with me here? Come on, give me some love. Show me the love. Okay. Patrick says, hi Spencer, I follow the same process that I have for years. However, the other day a prospect called me a robot and said that all salespeople are the same and we all have the same crib notes. Should I be changing things up or should I forget about her negative feedback and just stick to what I know and what works for me? Well, if you've got a process that works and it's really efficient and one person has said she doesn't like it, then maybe she's just having a bad day. Maybe she didn't mean it. Maybe you misinterpreted what she was saying. I wouldn't let one person derail you. However, if you have a process that you use, I would work really hard on trying to improve that process. I would work hard on thinking about how it can be better. Just like with Michael Dell, what he did, how can what you do be better? Look, lots of people think that salespeople out there are reading from a crib sheet or they're using a pitch that they've learned. But the simple fact is a professional salesperson's job is to ask questions and understand as much as he can about his prospect or his client's wants, needs and desires. You have to learn about your prospect and add value to that person in any way that you can. So focus on that and I think that will make a difference. Mike Larkin from Cape Town. Hi, Cape Town, South Africa. Are they in the World Cup? Not even in the World Cup. You were in the World Cup when you hosted it. So anyway. Hi, Spencer. It's true that the longer it takes to make a sale, the higher the chance of the sale falling through. Yeah. The longer the sales process is, the better chance you've got of it going wrong. The shorter the sales process, because obviously, you go into a supermarket and you pick a packet of chewing gum up on the counter and you pay for it 5 seconds later, then there's less chance of us having buyer's remorse. But you might go to the back of the supermarket and pick something up and then realize that you don't really need it when you're wandering around looking at other stuff. So that's a longer sales cycle than the chewing gum experience. If your business has a long sales cycle, you've got to make sure that every step of the way you're doing everything you can. But the reality of the situation is, any chance somebody has of not purchasing is a chance that they have of not purchasing. You can't, if your sales cycle is long, then that situation exists. So if you're selling somebody something and you have 2 meetings for a sale, a first and a second, okay, the first is the intro and the fact find and the second is the close, then if that close is 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the fact find, all of that period of time is a time for the prospect to start rethinking what they've been talking about, or maybe for another salesperson from another company to come in and swoop the business from under your feet. So take that into consideration. Hi, come on guys, where's my love? Okay, there's no more comments coming through. Where's my love? I'm not getting any love, Emma.
No love?
No love. No love. I'm training you. Where's my love? Come on, where's my love? Nicola, where's my love? Sonia, Daniela, Marco, Joanna, Steve Griffiths. Come on, where's my love? Not getting it? Not getting it. What am I going to do? Okay, Jennifer Clark from New York. Okay, Spencer, do you use campaign analysis tools? Someone mentioned to me that all good sales professionals use tools to track their sales cycles. My goodness, you must always analyze in detail your statistics and your data. Please ask me questions if you want some help. Come on. You've got to analyze your stats. You've got to know what your stats are and you've got to analyze them. If you run a business or you work in sales and you don't have detailed statistics of everything that's going on within the sales cycle, within the stuff that you have the chance of influencing, then how do you measure something? Okay, when I teach, I have TMM, we call it, teach, monitor, measure. I teach something, I monitor it, I measure it. That's what I have to do. So I teach, monitor, measure. Okay, that's what I have to do. With you, what are you monitoring and what are you measuring? A lot of people just monitor the sale that they're making at the end. That's it, just the sale. And to me, that's bonkers. You've got to measure everything all the way through. So you're absolutely right. Okay, campaign analysis tools are one of the tools that you can use. There's lots of other stuff that you can use out there as well. Okay, who else we got? My sales cycle is instant. My mum says I buy like a guy, so why do I find it difficult to close? Okay, I buy like a guy. That's really interesting. Nicola, that really is interesting. You buy like a guy. I don't know if guys buy easier than women. I would say that women buy more than or easier than men. That's really interesting you say that. Think about the sales cycle with who you're selling to though, Nicola, as opposed to your mum talking about you. I love you, mum, though. What a great one. Okay, Courtney says from Joburg, hi Courtney, when is the right time to go for the close? When would it be when you've made your presentation and answered your prospects' questions? Is there such a thing as a premature close? No, but there's an assumptive close. There's all kinds of crazy closes. I'll tell you what, next Wednesday, what I'll do for you is I'll go through every different type of close that's available out there, close that you can use, because there are many closes, but when you're with your client, let me just make sure I've got this right, when is the right time to go for a close? First of all, you should be doing pre-closes, okay? So you should be establishing with your prospect, okay, as you go through your sales process or your sales cycle, establishing with the prospect, okay, that this is a product or a service that they need and they want to buy. And if you add the right amount of value, that they'll be taking that product or service from you. So don't stop doing that for 1 minute, okay? But there are a whole bunch of closes we can use. And I promise, Courtney, next Wednesday, we'll talk just about different closes you can use and how you can apply them to your business. So hopefully that will help you. All right, guys, well, I offered my product presentation to 600 people and everyone wanted to see it and likes it, but no one buys. Okay, not everybody likes it. Not everybody believes it's the right product for them. You haven't offered enough value to people. Is the price, Nicola, too high? Is that what the problem might be? What is your product that you're selling, Nicola? Let us know. Okay, DM me if you want to, or private message me, and I'll gladly get on the phone and try and help you out. And that counts for all of you out there. If you've got a question, you want some help, you want some advice, I'll be glad to give it to you. Okay, well, I don't know what else to say right now, apart from thanks very much for coming to join me. Okay, lots of you have been on there and come and gone and all that kind of stuff, but nice to see you all. I hope you have a successful rest of the week. I hope that you have the right state, I hope you have the right story, and I hope you have the right strategy. And if you don't, rethink it, reach out to me. I'll teach you how to go about doing that. But whatever you do today, make sure that you get out and make it happen. I'll see you soon, folks. Take care.